Hey everybody, I've got some news. I'm gonna lose the shop. Everything you see in here has to get packed up and moved out and put in the other room so I can repaint and update a few things, and then I'll put everything back in and get back to building trucks. Before I get any further, I want to share some builds in progress, or Jerps in progress, if you will. So here is the Trailfinder 2 K10 Scottsdale, whatever they called it, that I started a while ago. I wanted to do kind of a quick build and get it running again, well, actually I wanted to do like some upgrades and then drive it, and then do more upgrades and drive it, but then I kind of just got carried away and just wanted to fix everything, or mostly everything with the body, all the wrong weird lines and goofy stuff. So here we have the front bumper, which is an old Shapeways print from the Mod 19 RC shop. RIP Shapeways, but you can still get the files to print these at their My Mini factory. It's also from Mod 19. This I printed myself. Rear bumper. PLA. Should be fine. These are some door panels that I designed a while ago, and then I printed these up. I don't think I have these listed anywhere, but maybe someday I will. But there's other ones out there that are probably better anyway. So these are a bit of an improvement over the stock ones. This is what came with the body. This is a little more full and more detail. Yes, I got some of the CC hand tripod mirrors for it. I think that'll look cool. I was going to use the Traxxas ones that they offer, but it's been so long since I started to build. These came out, so I said I'll try these. But I will be using Traxxas door handles and wiper blades because they're a little better detail than the RC four-wheel drive ones. So this is the bed that I actually was going to use for my Cuckvy replica of my real truck, but it was already printed and mostly ready to go, so I'm going to throw it on this and print a new one if I ever get around to making my truck. I filled in the fuel door on both sides and put the earlier style, I put a little dimple for the fuel cap. So this, I think I'm going to make this whole truck a 78 Custom Deluxe 10, because I think that was the last year for this style of bedside. However, the tailgate is of the later style. This was from another build, but I printed out this little thing, and I can kind of, well, I got to do a little fitting, but that'll be a more appropriate style tailgate for the year. Perhaps. I'll see you square body experts in the comments. There's the underside. Full detail. Nice piece. Made a new body mount, and that's sitting on it. The tires are from Amazon. They're All-Star Hobby. A nice narrow short tire. The foams are super soft, but I got some foam to make my own foams, and I'll have different wheels, as you can see there. What else? And to get the wheelbase right, I used Ampro Engineering's Trailfinder 2 rear leaf spring extension kit. They had designed it to make a double cab Hilux with a long bed fit on a standard Trailfinder 2, or maybe a long wheelbase one. But either way, it lined up perfectly for this application, so that's cool. Saved me from having to design anything custom. I did have to modify it a little to fit the bed flush. Other than that, print and bolt up. Well, let's talk about the body now. I've begun making the necessary changes. Haven't done all of them. Let's take it off of my ridiculous mounts here. Luckily the hood opens, so battery access will be under the hood. No, let's talk about this first. I don't know if I shared this before, but I clocked the motor around, put it down real low, and my intention was to be able to keep a battery under here and then put the RCU four-wheel drive engine cover thingy, have it pop out, battery will be under there, hidden by all that stuff. Since it'll be a full interior with a full bed, battery placement options would be limited. So this is the body mounting things I made. Pretty simple. Just attached to the frame. I have a screw and then a hole that lines up with there, and then screw in there that I filled over. So once it's on, everything through the hood, don't have to worry about it. I made a servo mount that kind of puts the steering on the driver's side because, as you know, TF2 comes with it on the wrong side. But my angles are a little weird, but everything should work without rubbing. Okay, so as for the body, this little ridge should come down around, so I glued on a piece of styrene. I'll blend that in. Probably not going to change the big overbite. I might try to soften it a little so it's not so pronounced. So this was the factory painted red, and you can see that they don't prime and the paint just peels right off. So that was kind of fun, like picking at a scab, but I'm going to have to either strip it all down or sand that to smooth it in and then prime, and hopefully you can't see the seam. Filled in the door handles for the Traxxas units. The CC hand mirrors came with a filler piece that I've just super glued in, or CA as we like to call it, and drizzled a little baking soda on top of that to cure it, fill it in. And you can see here that I've used some body filler, 2-part, to fix this. They have like a pronounced line here with an angle, which they don't have in real life. So I built it up, rounded it over. Still have more work to do, but this was just the test side. So make sure when you're doing decent sized fills to use like a 2-part filler. I like to use this polyester finishing putty. Who else loves the smell of that? What else? I might fill this in and use the Traxxas lights here as well, but I don't have them, so I couldn't fit them. So here's the cab back, Mod 19. Again, printed it, cut it to fit the existing RC four-wheel drive window, which is close enough to the original that I don't need to change. I wonder what this was for. Like maybe they're coming out with like a sunroof kit or something. Trimmed up the drip rail to be more appropriate. They had it running all the way down the A-pillar. Trimmed it off here. Should have put it right there a little more. Here was a little too far. Brought it up from here to here. A couple millimeters off. But the more I look at it, everything is still kind of weird. This kind of slopes down and back, and this rear part of the door is thicker, and this is very thin. But if we look out the new windows that I put in, you can see that it's not like that. So I guess I owe it to myself to correct that. So I'm probably just going to shave all that drip rail off, maybe add a little material to the top of the window, possibly take a little away from there, fill in the door line, recarve it, put in a new drip rail. My truck doesn't have one because it was a super base model for the military. But what else? The windshield gasket surround could probably use a little work. It's a little thick. So yeah, I filled in the screw holes. I need to put the little roof seam line, put the seam across the top, because as they have it now, everything's just one big panel, which would be impossible to produce. I cut the lines in here for the fender and the A-pillar. They had the bottom of the door run off into nowhere. Fill that in. Rounded off the bottom of the rockers. A little more than they had. Everything was just kind of square. Oh yeah, back to the windows. They also had a raised edge. Well, the truck doesn't have that, so I shaved it all off. Shaved that on the vent window. Took the ridge off there. It's not perfect yet. Soften those edges. So that was a bit exhausting, wasn't it? All right, enough of that. Look what we have here. A third generation Toyota Tacoma. This will be a replica of my real truck, 2020 Tacoma TRD Off-Road. So I've painted it in Toyota Super White 2. Topped it with some 2K clear. So this body is from MFAB. This was the SLA print. So it's a lot less sanding, but there's still a lot of sanding over the FDM ones, the PLA ones they used to make. Paint turned out okay. I think there's only one run or drip, but that's down here, where this will be black anyway. But yeah, it came out nice. And the kit assembled awesome. You can bolt it together. It's really nicely done. Kind of got everything put away, you know, for the rearranging of the shop, but mirrors and door handles are painted. It's like really nice bit of kit. A lot of separate details that you can paint and then install later, which is awesome. Here's the rear bumper. Comes with a sort of pre-cut windows. You gotta cut them exact. Clear lenses. That will probably yellow over time, so I gotta get this done and enjoy it before then. So that's it. It's gonna go on a Element IFS chassis. I'll convert it to rear leaf springs. I have a Vanquish F10T rear axle that I'll swap in to look a little more Toyota-y. That's what I got going on there. I wonder what the wheelbase is on this thing. It's sitting about 15 and a half inches. So that's it. So thanks for watching. Probably won't be seeing anybody for a while. Here's a little bit of the old. I've got a bit of work to do Just moving things out alone is going to take a while. But it'll be nice to have an updated workspace and somewhere I can make some more videos and create some more little trucks. See you later.